Do you want to hear about my teeth getting stolen? I'm referring to my wisdom teeth surgery from last week. It just makes me feel better to call it my teeth being stolen, because they were, 4 of them. I have 4 less wisdom, but this is an opportunity for me to complain because I have been in severe pain for like a week. Oh my god, I had my teeth taken out on the 30th, and up until like 8 days after the surgery, I was in so much pain. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I kept like waking up in the night in severe pain. I definitely could not have talked, so thank god I pre-recorded because I would not have been able to make videos. Like, I made 7 in advance to go up while I was taking a break. Thank God, because I was not in a position to be recording YouTube videos at the time, but I'm feeling better now. It's like day 11. I'm feeling okay. Day 10? I don't remember. Okay is a strong word. I do feel better. I can sleep now. So, not to brag, but I do have some funny stories for you. So I figured I'd make a build. We could watch it and just chit chat like the good old days. You know, it's Speed Build Sunday, except I'm posting this on a Monday. So welcome back. I actually made a micro home, which I really like doing. I'm gonna be honest, not to be dramatic or anything, but I think micro homes are like the most fun thing in the world. I love tiny living so much. I have so much fun with this pack. There's just something about it that really gets to me. You don't even need the pack to like make a tiny house. Like, you can just do it for fun without the pack. But like the fact that they have this like number of tile max and minimums and stuff, and the fact that they have these cool new objects, like I just love the idea of tiny homes. And I love this pack. I have so much fun trying to do these like tiny home challenges. There's just something about it that really speaks to me. I don't know, like trying to fit all these things you need into this really small space, like only having 32 tiles and trying to fit like so many beds. Like, can I have a micro home for 8 Sims, you know? I just really enjoy doing that. And so I made this one today. It's not like a tiny home for 8 Sims or anything. I did just make a regular old micro home for 2 Sims, but I wanted to use a ladder because up until this point, we didn't have ladders. Like, we were trying to fit staircases in our micro homes, but now we've got ladders, and I haven't really built any tiny houses with ladders yet because they came out with Eco Lifestyle and I've been busy doing like Eco Lifestyle things. So this is my first like actual ladder based micro home, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I built it on stream. Actually, I can link the VOD for you guys because I posted the re-upload already. It's like 3 hours of me trying to make this in The Sims, so you're welcome for that. It'll be linked down below if you want to watch the full thing. Also follow me on Twitch, please. Thank you very much. I stream every day. But anyway, my teeth. So I had all 4 taken out. I was like asleep for the surgery and all of that. And I feel like a lot of people have funny stories of like things they said or like funny videos of them afterward. I don't have any funny stories of things I said. At least I don't think so. But I do have funny stories of what happened to me because I woke up from the surgery and I remember it's like a weird, like half awake sort of thing that you're feeling. And it's super odd because I have no memory of like actually falling asleep, obviously. I remember them being like, hey, we started the meds, and me being like, okay. And then all of a sudden I woke up and it was like an hour later and I had less teeth. But I remember being in the room and like the nurse was talking, but I couldn't understand what she was saying. Like, I remember her saying a lot of things, not to me, but to like someone else, and like being like, I can't understand her. I remember being aware that I wasn't aware. But the worst part was that I was seeing double. So like I woke up and there was this clock on the wall, but it was there twice. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. And the nurse walks up and she has 2 heads. And I was like, okay, I don't like this. And then she takes me into this room where my dad was waiting for me and she starts talking to him. And I remember her being like, pay attention because she's not gonna remember any of these things. But I remember her saying I wouldn't remember what she was going to say, and I don't remember anything else that she said. So she was right. I didn't remember anything. But she was just talking like, here, make sure she changes the gauze after this much time, blah, 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 whatever. But then me and my dad leave and we get in the car and we go to drive to the pharmacy to pick up my meds. And again, I was still seeing double. So like when we were driving, this was the weirdest thing in the world. The roads looked like they were like crisscrossing. And so I was getting kind of upset because the roads were like making this X shape and I could see double of all the cars. Like someone was walking on the sidewalk, there was 2 of him. But then we get to the pharmacy and because there's a pandemic, they've got like signs everywhere. Like, here, wear a mask, here are protocols, here are hours right now. They're reduced, blah, blah, blah. So there was just like signs all outside. And I started crying because I was like, there are so many signs, because I was seeing double of all these signs. And I was aware that I was being ridiculous. I was aware that it was like the dumbest thing to get upset over in the world, but I literally started crying because there were a bunch of signs outside of the pharmacy and my dad was laughing at me and the meds weren't even ready yet, so we just went home anyway. It was really kind of an ordeal, but then I started feeling better like really fast. The weirdest part is the fact that your mouth is numb for like forever. Like, I couldn't feel my mouth for a long time. Like, it didn't come back until like that evening. I had my appointment at like 7:45 in the morning and I didn't like regain full feeling of my mouth until like 6 o'clock at night. It's really weird trying to like drink water and stuff because you can't feel your mouth, so you like put the glass glass to your face, but you can't like tell if it's touching your lips or not because you don't have any feeling. And so I was like drinking a smoothie and I went to go take a Snapchat picture to reply to somebody, and I opened my front camera and I had smoothie on my face, but I couldn't even feel it, so I didn't know. So it was really quite embarrassing. But then after that, I started like using my phone as a mirror when I was drinking water to make sure that it was actually in my mouth, because otherwise I couldn't tell. So that was kind of a weird situation, but that went away quickly. The worst part was the pain, the extreme pain that I was in. The whole first day I was fine, but then that first night is when it got really bad. I like woke up at 4 a.m. and I was like, oh my god, I am in so much pain. And then I continued to be in pain for days and days. It was horrible. Honestly, don't recommend. It's weird because like my mouth hurt, so I went to the dentist and they were like, yeah, get your wisdom teeth out. And now my mouth just hurts more. But like, I know that this is a healing process. They're going to get better eventually. It just feels so dumb that I like elected to this thing. Like I was in pain, so I just decided to be put in more pain. And now I've got holes in my mouth, but it'll be better. It'll be fine. I'll be fine. It's just kind of sad that I have to be in pain for the next few weeks. It's just kind of sad that I have to be in this extreme pain to solve the pain. Honestly, just in general, I hate this. I hate, like, they showed me my x-rays and stuff when I went to the dentist, and my teeth looked all freaky, like, the wisdom teeth looked so bad, and I don't like seeing myself as, like, a human with flaws, you know? Like, I don't like realizing my own humanity, and it was really upsetting to me. I don't personally agree with this. I think that I shouldn't have teeth, personally. I would like that better. I just don't like going to the dentist and, like, seeing my teeth and, like, realizing that I am a human who is in this body who has flaws, God forbid. Anyway, it was quite terrible. I don't recommend that. I hate the dentist, still do. I mean, they were very nice. I was so anxious about this though. Like this whole surgery, I had so much anxiety surrounding. I don't know why. I know that it's like not that big of a deal compared to like other things, but it is still really unpleasant. The recovery still is really unpleasant. So like valid anxiety surrounding it. It just sucks. It sucks a lot. And I hate like not knowing what to expect going into these things. And like you can kind of research like what to expect after the surgery and like what's gonna happen to you and like how the recovery is gonna be, but I want like a full-on breakdown of like every single little thing that will happen to me at the dentist, and you just can't find that. Like I want someone to walk me through, they're gonna say this to you, you're gonna sign some forms, like I want to know like a little breakdown of every little part of the appointment, and no one can give you that, but I just want to be able to prepare myself for the appointment like that. But for example, like the first dentist appointment I went to was at my regular dentist just to check what was wrong with me, and I did not want to go to the dentist during a pandemic, but I was in so much pain, so I like mustered up the courage, I went to it, and they told me that I should call them when I get there and be like, hey, I'm outside, so then they could tell me if I could come up or not, because they have a really small waiting room. They want to like limit who's in there at one time, right? Well, I get there. I didn't know how early to get there. I didn't know like how early to call and bother them, so I was all stressed about that. It doesn't even matter, but I was like anxious about that. And then I call them and they're like, yeah, come up right now. And so I walk up, and they have like glass windows and doors, so you can see the whole waiting room when you walk up. And the person at the desk was talking to a patient who was standing there, and there was like 4 other people all sitting down, and there were like 6 chairs. It's like this tiny waiting room. So I was kind of like, whoa, do I actually go in there right now? Like, should I go in there? And so I kind of like hovered at the door like, oh, look, there are people in there, wait. Because I was kind of assuming that I would just come up like when there was nobody because of this whole like call system they told me about. And then I get there and she waves me in. So I walked inside and she was like, just sit down, I'll call you up in a second. And I was like, why? I hate this. So I went and I sat in the corner like as far away as I could from anybody. And then the guy she was talking to that was standing up, he came and he sat down right next to me. There was oh my god. Anyway, I was not happy about that. That's like weird behavior in general. At this point, there was other open chairs. And so like pandemic or not, weird behavior to sit down like right next to someone when there's an open chair somewhere else. But like, there's a pandemic. Why are you sitting down right next to me? Sir, I hate this. And anyway, she called me up like right afterwards, so I didn't have to sit next to him for a long time. And then when I went back to sit down, I sat somewhere else, so I didn't have to be like right next to this person in a pandemic. But like the anxiety for me around this like whole wisdom tooth thing was genuinely just about like the appointments and like the dentist and what to expect when I get there and like what they're gonna say to me. And that seems kind of silly because like it's not a big of a deal. That's the easy part. The hard part is like the recovery and the pain. But I was just so anxious about like the actual appointments that I didn't even care about that. And now I feel stupid because I've been in pain for a week. But anyway, that was my nerves were surrounding like the appointment itself. So if you got any questions about what to expect when you go to the dentist during a pandemic, let me know because I can help you. I've been to 3. That's the other thing. I like went to my dentist for the first appointment. I went to an oral surgeon for the next like consultation, and that place, that surgeon has 2 locations, and they could only get me in at the other location for my actual surgery, but like with the same doctor. So I like met the doctor, had my consultation, and then I had my surgery at a different building with the same guy. But like I went to 3 different places with this. 3 appointments, 3 places. That was kind of weird, but it's over now. I'm fine. We got through it, and my house is almost done. So like, you know, we win, right? I remember building this house. I wanted to put a hot tub in so bad. I don't even know if I actually put one or not. Like, I can't remember, but I know I wanted one really badly. So you'll see, I guess, if we get a hot tub. I realize that I haven't talked about the build like at all. I've been busy talking about myself, but that's what we do on this channel. Those are my roots, you know, these speed builds where I just sit here and talk about nothing but the build for 30 minutes at a time. Like my oldest YouTube videos, my old speed builds, I straight up did not even acknowledge the build once. Like I would just sit there and be like, yeah, here's what I did at school today when I was like 16. Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's like a podcast. Except it's not, and it's a different time. I don't really have much to talk about very often in these speed builds anymore because like, you know, quarantine, pandemic, I live at home, I live alone, I don't leave my house anyway, especially not right now. So like the most exciting things that happen to me are not that exciting. So my stories don't really consist of much very often, but this time, oh boy, we've got some stories to tell. So you're welcome. Anyway, I did want to apologize because this micro home is way too expensive for what it is. It's one of those things where like you want to decorate the place in its entirety, and it is pretty cheap for like a house with this many things in it because you don't have to pay for many walls. But like I used expensive appliances and stuff, so the house ends up being very expensive, but really it's like this tiny 1-bedroom, barely, like 1 bedroom is an understatement, you know? And so it shouldn't be as pricey as it is. Anyway, here's my game and here's my ridiculously expensive micro home. Look at this, $33K for this tiny house. It's got like the cheapest bed in the game too. Absolutely shameful. Although I built this before the cheaper lights came out. So this light costs, oh, that says 50. I swear it costs 150 as far as the game is concerned. I built this a while ago, I think. There isn't really much to tour, but as you can see, there's a kitchen. It has all the necessities such as a sink and a stove and a fridge. I even remembered a fire alarm. We've got an easel for skill building and stuff. There's a TV. This also works as a bookshelf and a radio, so big brain. And then up the ladder, we've got a bedroom, another bookshelf, dresser. There's no nightstand, which is a shame, but I feel like in real life, you could use this as a nightstand, like this window. You just can't actually place things there in The Sims. I mean, you could cheat to place it if you wanted to. It's kind of annoying how it works. I think I'd have to like put this, hang on. If I put this like right here, and then if I raise it like all the way up, how does it, hello? Yeah. Is that high enough? Almost. Hang on. See, it's kind of fiddly in The Sims, but you could do that. You could like make this into a nightstand if you wanted to. But that's the thing. In real life, you could like put your water glass right there. You just can't really do that in The Sims because it like snaps to the wall and then won't you put it any farther out. There is a computer. There is a fully functional bathroom with a shower and stuff. I always use this shower now in these homes because your Sims can walk across it. So it's kind of like a wet room in the sense that like the whole room is the shower, but it's so useful because unlike the regular showers, your Sims can actually like walk through it. So you can actually fit this in a 3x1 space. So much nicer. You can even make it smaller than this if you wanted to, but I oftentimes just go for 3x1 because I feel like it's nice. It's easy. It's simple. There's a fire pit outside. There's a grill and like a full table. Got a trash can. I mean, all the bases are covered here. It's just probably too expensive for what it is. I mean, you could make like a 5-bedroom house for all your Sim family with 33,000 simoleons, and all you get here is 32 tiles and like a fake balcony. You can't even put anything out here. For the record, I did playtest. It is functional, so don't worry about that. And I think it turned out kind of cute. It's on my gallery if you want to download it. I built it a while ago, so just keep that in mind. The 21st, in fact. This is trash? I know, Vanessa, but you can't just... I'm not gonna report them, I'm sorry. I will delete your comment. Oh, maybe I'll screenshot it first. What if I want like a gallery hate comments video again? Mean. Anyway, I'm fine. I'll get over it. I just got called trash on the Sims 4 gallery. It's quite mean, Vanessa, but I'm okay. I'm gonna go cry now. So thank you for watching the video. Bye, everybody. I'm just kidding, by the way. I don't care. I have definitely seen and been told much worse, I promise. I do think that the idea of sending someone hate on the gallery is really quite funny, though. Of all the places, you pick the gallery.